I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. As we move on in the Grade 5 Discovering Music Theory workbook, we move on to Chapter 9, pages 76 and 77, and we'll look at everything that we've learned so far in context. And so all of the questions on page 77 will be referring back to this exercise, and we're going to answer questions based upon this piece of piano music here. We're told that it's music for piano, but we also know that it's for piano because it's got a treble and bass score, and those are bracketed together. And we can see that there are pedal markings telling us it's for piano as well. So let's have a look, keeping this handy, let's have a look at the questions that we are asked here. So first of all, we're asked to compare bar 1 of the right hand. So the right hand is the top part, the right hand plays the treble, the left hand plays the bass, usually, not all the time. Here we have the right hand part, and we're asked to compare that first bar to these three little extracts here, and we're asked which of these statements is true. So which of these, basically we're looking for which one of these is an octave lower than here. So we've got to adjust the clefs and work out the pitch accordingly. So let's have a think where we are, and when we're dealing with pitch and when we're changing clef, it's always best to keep middle C as a reference point. So here is middle C, here is the D, and then here's an octave above that. And so let's see where we are for these little extracts here. So if this is middle C, this is the D below that. However, we need an octave above, don't we? So we need the octave above middle C. So we need to be on the D up here. So not this D, but this D here. So actually, if we think about it, we've got the D above middle C and the D. So we are actually 2 octaves out here. Let's look at this here. So if that's middle C, see, there's the D below middle C. We need it to be not the D above middle C, but the D above that, an octave above that. So again, this is 2 octaves out. Let's see what we've got in the bass clef. So we only need 1 octave lower. So if this is the D above middle C, 1 octave above would give us what we have here. And we need 1 octave lower, which is this one here. We're just above middle C, and so 1 octave lower would be this D here. That's what we're after, the D above middle C. And so actually only C is correct. Let's move on. So which of these statements is true? Which of these statements is false? The music begins in the key of E flat major. Well, the key signature of E flat major is B flats, E flats and A flats. And what do we have here? We just have B flats and E flats. So if it was a major key, that would be B flat major. So that is false. Is it true that the pedal should only be used in bar 1? It is used in bar 1. We've seen that already, but is that the only place? So although there are only pedal markings in bar 1, this is the important thing to look out for. Simile, which means carry on in a similar fashion. So actually that means we should be pedaling the whole way through. And so that is false. Is it true or is it false that the leading note of D minor is played in bar 5? Well, let's think about that. In D minor, the leading note is the 7th note, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So D, E, F, G, A, B, C, nearly there. Now D minor has a key signature of B flat, it's related to F major, but then the raised 7th will give us a C sharp. So we're looking for a C sharp. Is there a C sharp in bar 5? Here's bar 5, and yes indeed we have a C sharp here. There's the leading note. There also is a leading note there, so we've got 2 to choose from. So that's true, that's correct. Is it true or is it false that the music gets a little slower in bar 7? So what happens in bar 7? So this is what we're after here. Now poco means a little, and rit is ritardando, or it can also sometimes mean ritenuto. Ritardando or ritenuto, we can see the rit there, and if you're thinking the root word of that is like retarded, we are retarding the speed, we are gradually slowing down a little bit, and so that means that we can say that the music does indeed get a little slower. That's true. Is it true or is it false that bar 7 contains a sextuplet? That means 6 of whatever it is, could be quavers, semiquavers, anything, in the time of 4. So let's see what we've got here. So bar 7, we do have a duplet of some sort, but we've got a 5 in the time of 4, not a 6. So that's not a sextuplet, that's 5. And so that's false. Let's press on. Now then, which instrument is best suited to play the right hand of bars 7 and 8, the right hand phrase marked with this little bracket here. So bars 7 into 8, this little section here. Now the important fact is whether it's this section or another section, we need to choose which instrument can play in this range and with this clef. So let's just think about this. The trombone usually plays in the bass clef. Let's squeeze every drop of revision out of this that we possibly can. Sometimes it will use the tenor clef also. Well, that's no good because this is treble clef, and it's not especially low in the treble clef either. It's getting quite high, so that's not really appropriate. The cello also plays in the bass clef. The timpani, that's not really appropriate. It doesn't play melodies, although it can be tuned. It's of definite pitch. It usually just plays kind of 1 or 2 notes, usually like a tonic or a dominant. Now the oboe is our best choice because that plays in the treble clef, and it plays a similar register to the flute, and this would be exactly within the range that an oboe could comfortably play in, and so that's our choice there. Let's move on. How many times does the leading note of B flat major appear in the right hand overall? So then, let's think. Leading note is the 7th degree of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're starting in B flat. So B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Now B flat major has a key signature of B flats and E flats, although the key signature will take care of that for us. We are looking for note A. So let's see how many times. Now watch out here, it's not the whole extract, it's just the right hand part, and so that's just the top line. So we're looking for note A. So there's none there. We just got to keep scanning through. None there. None. There's one. There's one. Let's have a look. There's another one. It can be any octave. We just need note A. There's one. And in this last bar, in this little flourish here, there is one. And that's it. So let's see how many is that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so 4 times we see the leading note in the right hand part. So now we need to complete these sentences. There is an upper mordant in bar. So let's look for the sign for an upper mordant. Here is the sign. Remember, a lower mordant would have a line going through it. So bar 4, that's soon spotted. Now, the left hand of bar 4 has the same notes and rhythm as bar what? So let's look at bar 4. Exactly the same pitch and rhythm. So we have this kind of alternating arpeggio, chord to arpeggio style with B flat D F. There's our B flat triad, octave Fs. A C F, there's our F triad, octave Fs. And just visually you can quickly glance through and we can see that bar 2 is exactly the same pitch and rhythm. And so that simply answers that final question. Oh, except actually, I see here, just one second, we've answered the question and then I've not written in the number. I've just done a tick like on the previous questions. So there is an upper mordant, we've seen that here in bar 4. Remember, the lower mordant has a line through it. This is an upper mordant in bar 4. So there we go. And that's that first exercise completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee. And for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.